Greetings, guys. I am in Central Africa. I don't know if you can hear the crickets. I'm in the bush, and it's just an opportunity to say a massive thank you and happy Christmas. I hope you've had a good Christmas season, and I'm excited about the coming year. In all transparency, it's actually been the worst 6 weeks in our parenting journey, with stuff that, as you can imagine, we probably can't disclose, but some real sucker punches, lots of weeping. And I think the reality is that a lot of you, from feedback from people writing in, are going through a really rough time, and they're dark days, and it's really tough, isn't it? And I think why Inspired, the podcast, has so taken off and it exploded, and people are passing on to mates and mates and mates and on, is because we need encouragement. We need a positive narrative. We need hope. We need to know that God is still on his throne. And so as you enter 2023, I wish you, in the next couple of days, a lovely New Year's Eve, and then a New Year's Day, and we may or may not make resolutions. There's maybe some merit in that, but it could be overstated. But may we just resolve to go with Jesus into this coming year and be hopeful, because that is the gospel message, isn't it? There is always hope. And to illustrate that, the sort of people I've been with today, and that we get the privilege of working for at Glow. You know, earlier on today I was with Bosco. Bosco literally saw his mum's arms and legs hacked off, bleed to death. He just made it to a church with a machete-wielding gang chasing him. He is now completely, he's walking in total freedom. He's discipling widows and orphans out of poverty. There's not a trace of bitterness in his life. I had breakfast with Dieudonné, actually we did an Inspired podcast with him a while back. And his father was buried alive in a pit, and Dieudonné has been back to the site of his father's burial place with the murderer of his dad, preaching arm in arm reconciliation. Now the murderer of his dad has died, and Dieudonné is sponsoring his kids through school. I mean, blows my mind, the caliber of brothers and sisters in Burundi. And by the way, I just want to thank the increasing number of you who are sponsoring the podcast, just giving money. I mean, there are a few costs, but essentially it's a Great Lakes Outreach podcast, and any money coming in just goes to our work. We're still the hungriest and poorest country on the planet, according to World Bank statistics. So the needs are massive, and over this Christmas even, we've been able to give money out to over 100 people, sort of start-up businesses through our Christmas appeal. Some of you have been involved in it. Thank you so much. For pigs, goats, rabbits, bicycles for evangelists. It's just so beautiful. So if you've sponsored us in any way, I just want to say a massive thank you. If you still want to, for the ongoing work, that's greatlakesOutreach.org/inspired, and you can contribute there. But I'm excited about the coming year. As I said, it's been a rough last stretch, but hope springs eternal. I remember cycling across America and with a sort of bleeding backside and having a horrific, just bodies were breaking down on all sorts of levels, over 100 miles a day for 34 days. This was back in 2012, and as I had my head down entering a village, the guys behind me said, "Look up," and we're entering the village of Hope. And we got the other side of the village, and as we were exiting, there was a sign that said, "Beyond Hope." But we know that we are never beyond hope. And again, I know from feedback from the podcast that many of you are really struggling to hang on in there. And I just want to say, keep your eyes fixed on Jesus. Hebrews 12, isn't it? The author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinful men, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And so my commitment to you in this coming year, as I continue to share with you, and it's not an endless supply of mates, but I praise God that so many gorgeous people have come across my path, men and women from different nations, different cultures, different walks of life, with their own respective journeys, that I'm going to share them further with you and hopefully inspire you to keep on, pressing in. As my great aunt wrote to me once, and she herself worked in Burundi, she wrote to me, I was going through a tough time, and it said, "Look around and be distressed. Look within and be depressed, but look to Jesus and be at rest." So this is me at the end of 2022, wishing you both a happy Christmas from a couple of days ago and a happy New Year coming up in a few days' time. And we'll see you each Thursday morning or whenever you choose to listen to the podcast. God bless you loads. Do gossip it, pass the podcast on to other people. Just grateful for the way it's spreading. And greatlakesOutreach.org/inspired if you want to journey with us financially. But whatever, be blessed. Wishing you a happy New Year. Over and out from Kibuye, Burundi, Central Africa, Imana Ilahezagire. That's God bless you. Ciao.